This is my audience.
Hello.
Hi.
My topic is, because of global warming, a Category 4 or 5 hurricane will make landfall on Louisiana's coast, leaving New Orleans and surrounding parishes underwater permanently. The specific purpose of this speech is to persuade. Today I'm going to tell you why New Orleans and other parishes will be permanently underwater. My introduction. We need to be concerned especially about global warming and how this will lead to the end of New Orleans. My thesis. In order to understand why New Orleans and surrounding parishes will be underwater, one must know the causes of global warming and the damages it will leave behind. My roadmap. I'm going to do that by telling you 3 main points. Point 1, what causes global warming? Point 2, cool temperatures from the Mississippi River that has acted as a deterrent is now warming. Point 3, the storm surge that will permanently put New Orleans underwater. After graduating high school, I attended Southern University for 1 semester my freshman year in 1995. I remember a special guest speaker came to the freshman seminar class and spoke to us about global warming. He told us that in 20 to 30 years from 1995, New Orleans will be permanently underwater. That piqued my interest in global warming, and I've been following it ever since. Doctor of Philosophy Henry Pollack says that the warming climates have been taking place for decades and are continuing in the future at an even faster pace, making way for more intense storms, which brings me to point 1. Point 1, what causes global warming? There are many different factors that contribute to global warming, but the main cause is carbon dioxide, along with air pollution from cars, trucks, coal, and offshore drilling. According to the Natural Resource Defense Council, the United States electric power plants emits about 2.2 billion tons of carbon dioxide each year, roughly about 40% of the nation's total emissions. Offshore drilling is a big part of the economy here where I live. We have a convenience store and we sell gas. When the gas prices go down, people around here are laid off and have no employment. So the community around here is not supportive of clean air, and they could care less about global warming because of the money and the jobs that offshore drilling produce. But what they don't realize is if we continue to take away from the earth and conditions global warming will eventually cause, it will leave the United States in a world which humans can no longer inhabit, which brings me to point 2. Point 2, cool temperatures from the Mississippi River has acted as a deterrent, but is now warming. Have you ever noticed that when a storm comes or a hurricane is predicted to hit New Orleans, it never hits New Orleans head on, it always goes to the left or to the right? According to the National Oceanographic Data Center, the Mississippi River is 15 to 20 degrees cooler than the Gulf of Mexico. In January, the Mississippi River was 22 degrees, and in January, the Gulf of Mexico was 61 degrees, which is a 39-degree difference. In April, the Mississippi River was 57 degrees, and the Gulf of Mexico 78 degrees, which is a 21-degree difference. In August, scientists predict that the Mississippi River will be 80 degrees and the Gulf of Mexico will be 88 degrees, which is only an 8-degree difference. With only an 8-degree difference in temperature, the coolness will not be enough to deter storms away from New Orleans coming up the mouth of the Mississippi and hitting New Orleans head on. Which brings me to point 3. Point 3, the storm surge that will permanently put New Orleans underwater. Did you all know that Hurricane Katrina was only a Category 3 storm? And
No.
it did not hit New Orleans head on. New Orleans only got the wind, but Mississippi got the water. Dr. Stephen P. Letterman stated that hurricanes are violent tropical cyclonic storms, which damages can be catastrophic. Just to put into perspective how catastrophic hurricanes are, Hurricane Katrina was a Category 3 with 28 feet storm surge. Hurricane Ike was a Category 2 hurricane with a 20-foot storm surge. And Hurricane Irene was a Category 1 hurricane with an 8 to 11-foot storm surge. A Category 4 storm can bring about a 36-foot storm surge. A Category 5 storm can bring about a 46-foot storm surge. Now, Katrina was only a Category 3 storm with 28-foot water surge that leveled concrete structures and casinos in Mississippi, leaving nothing but flat land and debris. When a Category 4 or 5 storm hits New Orleans and come up the mouth of the Mississippi River, it will add an additional 10 to 12 feet of storm surge water on top of the 36 to 46 foot storm surge coming from the Gulf of Mexico. When this happens, the Mississippi River and Lake Pontchartrain will combine, leaving New Orleans and surrounding parishes underwater forever. In closing, we need to be concerned about global warming, especially about the effects that it will leave behind. Thank you.